So this is the 2024 Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek, which as an off-road version was designed to excel at finding more paths than the regular Pathfinder. Now the base model Pathfinder starts at $36,000 with the Rock Creek trim model coming in at $43,900, which is quite a bit more than the base model, but it's still well under other three-row SUVs and significantly less than a lot of the other off-road themed SUVs. The cool part about the Rock Creek is it does feature a lot of its own unique features, which I will be highlighting as we go through the exterior, the interior, the powertrain, and of course, take it for a drive. So moving on to the exterior of the Pathfinder Rock Creek. This particular vehicle is finished in Baja Storm, which will undoubtedly complement whatever dirt you decide to cover your Pathfinder in. Now, the Rock Creek is a pretty cool package as it features a variety of exclusive cosmetics and performance upgrades over the other Pathfinders. Starting with the front, for example, you do receive an exclusive fascia, which is actually plastic, so it'll be slightly cheaper to replace if you damage it, and a unique grille. You also get things like LED lighting and LED fog lights. One of the other things that's cool about the Rock Creek is it actually sits a little bit higher than the other Pathfinders, about half an inch to be exact, coming in at 7.7 inches of ground clearance, which also improves your approach and departure angles by about 2 degrees, which is pretty cool as far as off-road performance goes. Now, in the front, unfortunately, we'll also find one of the Rock Creek's biggest downfalls, which is the fact that there's no underbody protection. There should have, in my opinion, at minimum, have been a front skid plate of sorts, something which you may have to rectify with the aftermarket if you can find something available. That just means you're going to have to be a little bit more careful when off-roading your Rock Creek so that you don't damage anything that's underneath the vehicle. Something to be mindful of that kind of dampens the experience of an off-road vehicle. But also underneath, we have some other cool features like the Rock Creek exclusive off-road tuned suspension, which will obviously make it a little bit softer and make it so that you can off-road a little bit more in comfort and have more capability, which is always a great thing as well. You also get a fully independent suspension with 4-wheel disc brakes and intelligent 4-wheel drive, which means the front wheels will be powered as well as the rear, which is also a change over the base model Pathfinder, which is 2-wheel drive. Now moving on to the side, we actually have some plastic body cladding as well, which will help protect the paint from rock chips, and again, easy to replace should you damage it off-road. As we go below, we have the Rock Creek exclusive 18-inch off-road wheels. Now, these wheels are made to look like fake beadlock wheels, but they don't even have fake screw heads in them as well. So once you get close, they look a little bit funky, but they're still pretty good looking wheels in my opinion. And they come wrapped in these Toyo Open Country off-road tires, which of course are just fun on off-road and a great thing to have for an off-road model. As we move down the vehicle, we have some power heated mirrors. We have these awesome Rock Creek badges, which you'll find all over the car. I love that Nissan went overboard with badging. I love covering badging because it reminds you of what car you're in, makes you feel a bit more special, makes you feel like you really got your money's worth. As we move up top here, we actually have this black tubular roof rack, which is a really cool feature. To me, it looks just like the one you'll find on the 4Runner TRD Pro, a significantly more expensive off-road vehicle. We also get keyless entry. We have some more black plastic cladding that says Pathfinder here in the bottom. We have our rear set of tires, and it's a pretty good looking smoked back vehicle. You got some UV rated glass as well as privacy glass. It's a bit darker in the rear. As we come to the back, we have a color keyed spoiler. At the top here, we have our hatch, which of course has a variety of Pathfinder Rock Creek badging, which is always appreciated. More LED lighting, but you also get a tow hitch. That tow hitch means that this Pathfinder is actually rated for up to 6,000 pound towing capacity, which is super awesome compared with the powertrain that's in this. Means you should be able to get around, tow some vehicles if you want to with your off-road themed Rock Creek. But with that, it's a pretty cool feature. You have this off-road vehicle with off-road tuned suspension, sway bars, 4-wheel drive, pretty awesome vehicle. So under the hood of our Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek is the same engine as the other models, but it's been improved. So in this case, we have a transverse mounted, naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6, which produces 295 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque, which is a considerable improvement over the base Pathfinder's 284 horsepower. But it also makes it one of the more powerful 3-row SUVs and one of the more powerful off-road SUVs, beating things out like the 4Runner. It also has a 9-speed automatic transmission, which is also way better than the clunky 5-speed in the 4Runner as well. So this is a pretty cool setup that you find here. It also has an enhanced transmission cooler, which is always nice to have. You know, you might be switching between reverse and drive a lot when you're taking this thing off-road. So that's pretty impressive. And the speed will also help you run up things like dunes, mixed with the intelligent four-wheel drive that has its own variety of drive and terrain selectors that are there for the various drive modes like snow, towing, and even, mud, sand, things like that. You also have a sport mode if that matters to you, with the ability to actually manually shift that transmission as well. So all pretty cool features. Now, the cool part about this engine being one of the more powerful options is this vehicle still weighs quite a bit. It comes in at 4,605 pounds, which is similar to the vehicles like the 4Runner and other three-row SUVs, but it's one of the faster vehicles with a 0 to 60 time of 6.6 seconds and a quarter mile of 15.2 seconds and a limited top speed of 120 miles per hour. You don't want to go much faster than that in an SUV, trust me. The engine itself is also set fairly low down, which also improves your center of gravity, but it's a really cool vehicle that offers a variety of performance and technology that you'll find in the Rock Creek, and a horsepower bump is always appreciated for the sake of things like defensive driving, or like I mentioned earlier, running it up a sand dune. So while we're under here, we should also talk fuel economy. The Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek has an EPA-rated 20 miles per gallon city, 23 miles per gallon highway, and 21 miles per gallon combined. And given that this has an 18.5 gallon fuel tank, means that you should have an average range of about 390 miles, which is pretty good. I should also point out that it gets better gas mileage than the Toyota 4Runner, and you get more power and a smoother driving experience. I know I keep comparing it to the 4Runner, but that's a way more expensive vehicle than the Nissan Pathfinder. It's a pretty cool experience and decent range, and you'll have no problem getting it to family road trips or if you want to get out there and take it camping. Moving on to the interior of the Rock Creek. Obviously, there's no shortage of badging on the interior. We have it here on the center console and on the seats, which are these leatherette seats with unique center inserts, and you'll find orange stitching throughout. Now, the other thing with the Rock Creek is it comes as a 7-seater model, meaning that the second row is actually captain's chair seating, so better suited for adults or older kids, but you still get the third row as well if you want to use that and fit more people. You'll have to go to a different trim level if you want 8 seats. Now, that's not totally unusual, but that's the case with the Rock Creek. Everything else feels fairly standard here. We have this nice padded dash that I really appreciate, and even the pads that are in the door here make it nice for long drives. You have all of your touch points feel fairly nice, and you have some nice bolstering in the seats as well. One of the weird things is the fact that just the driver's seat is powered, the passenger seat is not, and then you get heated front seats, which is always nice. Now, if you want ventilated seats, you'll actually have to go to the higher trim level Platinum if you want that, because that's not available here in the Rock Creek. Moving on to some of the technology that we have here, it's fairly simple and fairly straightforward. Now, in front of the driver, we have our flat bottom steering wheel with some of our controls to manage the multi-informational display that's in front with our 2 analog gauges. And this is also how you're going to get to the menu if you want to turn off your traction control and slide it around in the dirt. So it's not a own button like it is on most vehicles. You have to go into the menus and do a few more clicks to turn it off, which is a little bit of a disappointment on an off-road vehicle. In the middle here, we have our 8-inch display, which admittedly is small for the Rock Creek. Now, it does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but where the smallness really hurts is with the off-road cameras. Below in our physical buttons here, you can even physically manage your cameras aside from the drivetrain modes, but it shows you the front camera if you're driving forward and the rear camera if you're driving back, and at all times it'll show you the passenger side front tire, which is a great thing to have because that means you can place the vehicle exactly where you want it when off-roading, which is a really critical thing, especially the more aggressive driving that you do. The problem with that is it's a small display, so it can be kind of hard to see some of the details, and maybe you won't see that rock when you really need to. So it would have been nice to see that be a bit bigger, but I can understand why they would save cost measures by keeping the same unit that's in the other Pathfinder vehicles. As you move down, we have lots of physical buttons, which is always a good thing because who wants to stay buried into a touch screen? It's technically more dangerous while driving anyways. We get our climate controls, which here in the Rock Creek is 3-zone, meaning the driver gets their own controls, passenger gets their own controls, and then the second row gets their own controls. That's all really nice, and just like the windows, you can actually disable the third row controls if they're messing with it too much and you just want them to stay planted. You can all adjust that up front here, so that's a nice feature as well. We get our automatic shifter. We do have plastic paddles if you want to manually shift it as well. We get some cup holders, which work just fine. Lots of charging ports, no wireless charger here. But then we have this cool dial on the bottom here of the center console, which is actually our drivetrain select and our hill descent buttons. So you also get your towing modes, your sport modes, eco, you get your normal driving mode, snow, then you get your mud mode and sort of standard off-roading, and then you get a sand off-roading mode. So lots of cool different off-road modes where the car will actually adjust the engine transmission transmission and intelligent four-wheel drive to best suit the condition that you're in. So with that, it's a quick look at the interior, along with other the cruise control features that are all available in the regular Pathfinder are also going to be available in the Rock Creek. Let's hop in the back. So I went ahead and hopped in the second row because I figured it was worth talking about. First of all, I'm 6 foot. I have plenty of headroom here, so that's great as far as sitting adults in the second row goes. But there's some other cool features. We have our controls for our 3-zone climate control, along with our own chargers for the second row. You actually have 6 cup holders back here, 2 in each of the doors and then 2 in the center here, which this center console, which comes with the captain's chairs, can actually be removed as well. So if you wanted to have some extra room, wanted to fit something longer in here, you can actually take this out, which is kind of a unique feature for as far as overall capability if you need it, but not really necessary. You also get armrests, and the chairs themselves don't really have any bolstering, so these passengers might get flung around a little bit, but at least they have their armrests and handles to hold on to while you're off-roading. Plus, they get easy access to the third row, which the third row in itself doesn't have the most legroom, but it works in a pinch, and it'd be just fine for smaller children. So that's a quick look at the second row. I figured it was worth talking about, but it feels really spacious back here. So what's it like to drive the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek? Well, the first thing I want to highlight actually is the speed. So if we get on it here, getting onto the freeway, just in about 6.6 seconds there, and we're at freeway speeds. I think that's the biggest value proposition of the Nissan Pathfinder, is the fact that it's actually really fast. I mean, with the performance, even with the off-road tuned suspension that's in the Rock Creek, this thing is very fast, faster than most 3-row SUVs, and even faster than all of the, I would say, most of the off-road themed SUVs. The fact now, this being the Rock Creek, it's not just about road driving, which the Pathfinder is great at. It's actually pretty quiet on the freeway. And I will say this as well, one of the things that the Rock Creek will vary from the regular Pathfinders is you'll find that it's a little bit more bouncy. So because of it being a little bit softer suspension-wise, it's gonna move a little bit more around when you get on the brakes. You're gonna feel more body roll, that type of stuff. And that's not unusual. It's not a dig on the Rock Creek. That's just one of those things that you get with off-road vehicles. So maybe you drove a regular Pathfinder before and then you get into the Rock Creek, you might notice that difference, and that's not anything wrong with the vehicle. That's just how some of the off-road vehicles are in terms of how they tune them. But so let's talk the cool things about the Rock Creek. Obviously, on-road driving is one thing and where it's likely going to be mostly used, but at an instant, you can easily take it off-road. So here we are, now we're in the dirt, and we can go ahead and cruise this thing around and take it where we want. Now you just have to remember that this vehicle is in fact not equipped with an underbody panel, which means we have to watch where all we end up going. We can't do anything too aggressive out of the ground clearance limitations, but you get more approach and departure angles than you would otherwise get in some of these standard models. So one of the other things that's cool is you can actually use your driving cameras as well. So you don't have to, it off-roads just fine in some of the regular models, but you can change it into your various drive modes, and now you can go and cruise through the various areas, and it'll actually show you the passenger side as well as what the front's doing, so you can be super careful off-roading your Pathfinder. And you can see what the camera's doing in front of you as well, which will show you the front and the side that I just appreciate about what it is. But it's a nice driving experience overall. The fact that you can drive this on the road with four-wheel drive, which helps in, let's say, the snowy, slippery conditions, but then you can take it off-road with confidence, knowing you have four-wheel drive, a little bit more ground clearance, some off-road tires, and then that gives you a bit more benefit in the overall view of it. Now, so in conclusion, the Rock Creek is a spiced-up Nissan Pathfinder with some cool off-road components. Now, I'd say the real value proposition is the powerful V6 engine, the 9-speed automatic transmission, and the intelligent four-wheel drive. The thing with that, though, is you can get it for less by buying the lower trim model Nissan Pathfinder SL or SV models. Now, those don't come with all of the cool off-road goodies, let's say, but I don't think that does a whole lot in terms of the overall experience of the Rock Creek. I think it's a better value to buy the SL or SV. Now, if you absolutely need something that's going to give the off-road vibes, the Rock Creek is still a great value proposition, especially when you look at things like the 4Runner TRD Pro. If you don't need the insane capabilities that the TRD Pro has, but you want the look and some of the other off-road kit, this has it for significantly less money, which is always a good thing. In terms of three-row SUVs, it's still great value. You won't find quite as cool off-road packages from some of the other competitors, like the Highlander, for example, which has lame engine and transmission options, or even the Kia Telluride. I think this is a cool sort of example that sits different from its other competitors. Now with that, that's going to be the end of the video. Are you picking up a Nissan Pathfinder, or do you already own one? Let me know down below. And of course, you could hit that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. And consider getting subscribed for more videos like this in the future. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.